What's going on, SWAC fans? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the SWAC podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the SWAC. I really do appreciate it. On this edition, we're going to be talking about the 2021 SWAC championship game. That's right, SWAC fans. The day we've been looking for is finally here. You have two of the best teams in the SWAC going head to head, the East versus the West. We have the Alabama A&M Bulldogs taking on the Arkansas Pine Bluff Golden Lions. And you look at the SWAC throughout the spring, it has been so great to watch the SWAC get the limelight and the spotlight that has been long overdue. I really have enjoyed watching all of these games be on ESPN and the SWAC just getting the attention that it deserves, man. I think if you are a graduate of the SWAC or you're just a fan of SWAC in general, you can appreciate this, man. You know, it all started with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, coming on, coaching Jackson State University. A lot of people in the sports world wanted to see if Prime can actually coach this team. Now, Jackson State wasn't as successful as a lot of people indicated in Coach Prime's first year, but gave the entire world an opportunity to look at some of these players. And one player in particular was Quill Glass, the quarterback out of Alabama A&M, a guy to me, I don't think is even a debate as of right now. He's the best quarterback in the SWAC right now. He's the current SWAC player of the year. So I want to say congratulations to him, for that. I mean, he has done an outstanding job. But now Quill is going to be he's going to be front row center, man, on ESPN, taking on Arkansas Pine Bluff and quarterback Skylar Perry. Not Tyler Perry, Skylar Perry. And Skylar Perry, a hometown guy of New Orleans like myself, graduated from Edna Carr High School, has some up and down at Arkansas Pine Bluff, but he's a guy that is a competitor. And we're going to go ahead and break down both of these guys. And I'm going to start with Skylar. I have some clips that I want to show you. Just a few things that I see about Skylar Perry for those that may not know that much about him. I got a clip here. As you can see, Skylar Perry, to me, a little bit of a one-read quarterback. One-read quarterback means that, they tell you, okay, throw it to number 12, you're looking for him, right? Like he's a little bit of a one-read quarterback here, but he does a really good job driving the ball home. I mean, you can see him throwing the ball between two defenders here. And then on this play right here, when the pocket breaks down, he's able to get a few yards. The next play, you're going to see him, the read option right there. That's a good read, not handing it off to the running back, but instead taking it to the house himself. So he has a little speed, good decision-making, very confident. You see the swag and the sauce there. And also, man, you can see him just throwing the ball down the field to the wide receiver right there. A little bit of a risk taker. The cornerback could have easily got an interception. He jumped that route, but you got to give him some credit. Confidence. You see that pass, all right? He just put his foot into the ground and drive the pass home, to his receiver. Also, the ability to get the ball to the outside to his running backs. So, Skylar, you can see he can make some of these plays. And this play right here, throwing the ball down the field. Little bit of a back shoulder fade, making sure his wide receiver is the only person that can actually get the ball. The cornerback had perfect coverage. So as you can see, Skylar Perry, he goes out there. He's a little bit of a gamer, little bit of a risk taker. My opinion, once again, a little bit of a one-read quarterback. But I think that he's so much of a competitor that no matter who he's going up against, it's going to be a very competitive game. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the State of the SWAC, Quill Glass here, quarterback out of Alabama A&M. This is a game that was on full display. He showed all the tools in his toolbox against Jackson State. The ability to throw the ball to the receiver to get what I like to call that yak, that yards after the catch. That's very, very important. Getting the ball where it needs to be in order for your receivers and your playmakers to make plays. As you can see, the back shoulder fade at the back of the end zone. Good play right there. This is a play. This is an NFL throw right here. An NFL throw. Throwing the ball in stride, 2 quarrels for him to take it to the house. Like, this is some NFL type stuff right there. Never getting rattled. This is another play. This was a breakdown. Instead of him being nervous, he decides to take it himself. Smart player right here. This is another play, throwing the ball down the field on a rope right here, man. This is good NFL type quarterback play right here, man. He's definitely got a future on the next level, man. I mean, these wide receivers are doing a really good job. And this play right here, once again, getting the ball to the open receiver, man, not panicking or anything like this. And watch this right here. He takes a hit and still delivers the football. You're going to see him getting up off the ground right there. So this is a tough football player. I mean, a guy that can make all of the throws, man. I believe this guy could easily be a starter in NFL. Depends on who he goes to. If he goes to a offensive-minded coach, I think that this guy can have a future. He's definitely the best quarterback in the SWAC to me. If I'm a betting man and I'm thinking who I feel is going to win this game, if I'm thinking like who is the best, I got to go with Alabama A&M, man, just for the simple fact of Quill Glass, who is a absolute dog. You know what I'm saying? Absolute beast. Now, I'm not going to say Arkansas Pine Bluff won't be in this game. Like I said, they are a tough, gritty football team. These guys have a hard hat, lunch pail mentality. Shouts out to Coach Doc Gamble instilling this into these guys. Arkansas Pine Bluff, I don't think anybody saw this coming. Nobody saw these guys as representing the West in the championship game, but here they are. And you get there when you have a good leader, a guy that tells you not to pay attention to the white noise. Look, everybody talking about Deion Sanders and Coach Odoms and everybody else. Look, we're going to play our game. And they went out there and they did just that. So I think it's going to be a competitive game. But if you look at Alabama A&M, when you have Glass, you have those receivers out there, man, these guys that can actually make plays like Moore, like Abrams, like these guys, man. You got Quarles running between the tackles, also can catch the ball out of the backfield. These guys are offensive juggernaut, man. They're the greatest class on grass to me right now. You know what I'm saying? This is a really good football team. And in the footage that I just showed you, they were playing in Jackson, man. So I guarantee they're going to be ready to replicate what they did. But, you know, Arkansas Pine Bluff, to me, I think they're going to be able to keep this thing competitive and probably going to see Alabama A&M pull away in the second half. Shouts out to Coach Cardell Maynard. Cardell Maynard, he does an outstanding job with second half adjustments. We seen a game against Alabama State. The game was tied, right, going into the half. And then the next thing you know, they come out the locker room and it looked like Alabama State ran into a buzzsaw. So these guys do a really good job with the adjustments. Doc Gamble is going to have to be able to keep up with Alabama A&M if these guys are going to be competitive. You're going to have to ask Skylar to do some things. It's not going to just be him just throwing a ball in a pocket. It's going to have to be him actually making plays with his legs. Now, I'm not saying that Alabama A&M defense is all world, because it is not. All right. You have a lot of these guys that are relatively young. There's some spots in the secondary I feel like that can be taken advantage of because these guys are so young. The advantage is going to come later on throughout Alabama A&M for the next 2 to 3 years when these guys actually grow together, when these guys really start to communicate, really start to be on the same page. But I really feel like there's opportunities for Arkansas Pine Bluff to take advantage of the secondary. And also, like I said, it's going to take Skylar to get out of the pocket and make some plays with his legs, maybe even utilizing the read option. But once again, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to go with Alabama A&M. I don't think that this is going to be a phone booth type game. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. Both of these guys have a tendency. I'm talking both quarterback Perry and Glass have an opportunity, and they have the ability to be able to put up some points in this game. So it's going to be a really, really, high scoring game to me. I think this game might even be in the 50s. I'm talking about Alabama A&M probably like, 45 to, 55 or something like that, because I really feel like both teams can light up the scoreboard. But I want to say thank you all for checking out the State of the SWAC podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. Search the State of the SWAC podcast. Also, previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. And you can also follow on Facebook, facebook.com. Search the State of the SWAC podcast. And coming up Monday on the State of the SWAC podcast, we have a special guest. We have ESPN play-by-play commentator Tiffany Green. She will be on the State of the SWAC podcast. She will be talking about the SWAC championship. She will be talking about HBCU football and also her alma mater, Florida A&M, coming to the SWAC. So be sure to check out the interview that I conduct with Miss Tiffany Green, play-by-play commentator of ESPN. And thank you so much for all those that checked out the video, the interview that I did with Jay Walker, her partner in crime on ESPN. Till next time, all I got to say is rough in the SWAC.